and run like silver dancing, darting in the sun, living on your western shore. A summer sunset asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw a land where no one had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light. Sleeping where the falcons fly, they twist and turn all in your air blue sky. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunset, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland.
Well, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. I will say it is a long time since so many people have been able to come together. It's a long time since I've seen a crowd as big as this, and it's very special to see. I think it is a testament to the love and the light that radiates from Oliver, that so many people are here today. I think it's very special. We're here together today, of course, in such a great sadness, but also with such great love to say goodbye, to remember, and of course, I know you can find it in your hearts to really be able to celebrate the life of your wonderful Oliver O'Farrell. I think today is a celebration of Oliver's life, the beautiful impact he's made on your lives, and indeed so many other lives as well. And I think it's an opportunity to express gratitude that he's at peace now. So we welcome everyone to Jardistown this afternoon. We also welcome and acknowledge family and friends joining us online via the live stream service. We acknowledge especially David's family, Roisin, Keane and Neve in Seattle, Stephen's family, Jane, Ella, Aston and Kane, along with family across Australia and America as well. So we send our best wishes to you. But I think as we begin the service today, we'll just press pause on the chaos of the outside world. It's just us here in the room today. We'll hold Oliver in our hearts and we'll concentrate for a while on what really is the most important thing, that you, Oliver's closest loved ones, are here together. Yes, with your shared grief, but also your happy memories and your beautiful feelings of love as well. And hopefully as we remember Oliver's life today, I know we'll feel able to smile at the memories of the good times, even while we grieve his loss as well. Just by way of an introduction, my name is Conor Clear. I'm an independent celebrant, and I want to say very sincerely and very genuinely, I'm honoured to be here with the family today, to hold this space to celebrate Oliver's life. I sat with Bunny this week, David, Janet and Lorna, Shauna too. And of course we acknowledge Oliver's extended family, his son and daughter-in-law, his adored grandchildren, Stephen, Robert, Darren, Shauna, of course, Keane and Neve. Great-grandchildren, Ella, Aston and Kane, and nieces and nephews and extended family as well. But in meeting you this week, I heard about a proud Irishman, so proud of his Irish and Clifton roots, someone who loved nature, and apparently nature loved him too. The stray pigeon he named Cormac would land on his hand and allow Oliver to feed him. But in the short time that I spent with you this week, it was so special to get such a wonderfully vivid picture of a real character, a joker, And I can only imagine the wonderful energy he's brought to your lives. And I have to say it was funny in talking to you this week to hear about some of the pranks that he's played over the years. A real prankster. I couldn't stop laughing when you told me about the time he put the neighbour's house up for sale when they went on holidays. But I was very moved. How did they feel about it? I didn't even ask you that. I was so moved to get a sense of one of the many beautiful qualities that Oliver had, and that is, he certainly wasn't shy. He didn't care what anyone thought. You showed me the pictures of Oliver in that sparkly dress on the big wig, when women were allowed for the first time in the golf club bar. Oliver got glammed up and turned up in a wig and a dress, and a beautiful picture it made too. As well as that, I loved hearing about the gift of music that he's brought to your lives as well. Working with jukeboxes and the amusements over the years, I believe there was always music to hand. I think it's very appropriate that we celebrate Oliver's life today with a very eclectic taste and mix of music today. But it was great to hear how you always had the best parties in your house. And I will say it was very funny to hear about one of his biggest and best claims to fame as well, and that is telling you two to feck off. When they were just starting out, they asked Oliver, you two asked Oliver, could they put one of their records in his jukeboxes, and he swiftly told them where to go. But you shared a really wonderful picture of Oliver as being so ahead of his time as well, especially when it came to technology. You had a video recorder before anyone else had one. I got the impression as well Oliver was one of the first people in Malahide to have a mobile phone, and how innovative and inventive he was too. I heard about the CB radios, and did I understand you correctly, Pet Lamb was his name, which he then used as a precursor to an intercom system between the houses before they were really a thing. And I was so taken to hear about his security system as well that he created for the boat in the marina, which, and again, am I right in saying it was a CB radio attached to the door, so that when the door opened it would activate the CB radio and you'd hear it in the house? So inventive. You showed me some of the wonderful contraptions he created. His washing line in the garden. Such an inventive person. I want to thank you as well for showing me the shed, the laboratory. Oliver just loved fixing things, and as you said yourselves, perhaps he wasn't quite the master craftsman, but he certainly was a fixer. And let's not forget Oliver's creative side, his competitive side, I should say, as well. Whilst fishing certainly was his first love, it was wonderful to hear how after 57 years of dedication on the golf course, Oliver finally took home the captain's prize. However, I certainly got an impression that his sporting skills didn't quite stretch to driving his mobility scooter. I heard how he was known for having no speed limit on that scooter, and he, of course, had right away when he was on it. I get the impression there were a lot of broken ankles around the Malahide area. But we can't celebrate Oliver's life today without holding Bunny in our hearts. They were almost 66 years married. They married in 1958, and their journey took them to America, where Oliver realised his dream of driving the buses in New York, and Bunny would join him sometimes, sitting behind him on the buses. But returning to Ireland, together they created a loving home as their family grew, and it was lovely to hear as well how Oliver was such a hands-on dad. And now his legacy, with Bunny, of course, as well, as a wonderful family of grandkids and great-grandchildren who Oliver just adored. And I trust that Oliver and Bunny will be forever known as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. I believe your beautiful Christmas tradition is known well beyond the family home. But I took the liberty of reading some of the tributes to Oliver online, and it was so lovely to see him described as one of nature's gentlemen, a legend in Malahide Golf Club. One person said, I bought my first mobile phone from him, the size of a car battery, back in 1984. Another person said, Ollie was a lovely man, a lovely family man, a funny character, and loved meeting him in Malahide Golf Club. Another said, he was a big part of Malahide Golf Club over many years. We all remember his captain's prize win a few years ago. He brought great joy to so many people. Another one was, Oliver was a good friend and was always available to provide advice on technical matters. He was a prominent and much-loved member of Malahide Golf Club, a character, always up for a bit of fun and banter. And again, similarly, somebody said, he was the biggest character, full of fun and always up for the laughs. There are so many memories and tributes to Oliver online. There's just a few that stood out to me, but those two words came up time and time again. A character and a gentleman. In the short time that I spent with you this week, you painted such a vivid picture of Oliver for me as that great character who brought joy and light to your lives. Now, I trust you'll all have your own memories of special times spent with Oliver. But I think when you've lived amongst and loved somebody as vibrant and as energetic and as unique as Oliver, of course we can grieve and be sad. And I know there's such grief here in the room today. But I trust that you can find it in your hearts to really be able to celebrate Oliver's life and the fact that he lived it so well and with such love. And I do always believe as long as you continue to tell those stories, always mention his name, give those stories voice, I do believe that you can keep Oliver's light alive in your hearts. And I really wish that for you as a family. So I'd like to share this blessing over Oliver. Oliver, a husband, a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, and a friend to many. We show gratitude and give thanks to you for sharing your life with your family and all those who knew you. Be free, be strong, be proud of who you've been. Know that you will be mourned and missed, that no one can replace you, that you have loved and are loved. Rest, stay forever young in our hearts. Be blessed. So we'll celebrate Oliver through music now, with one of his favourites, and I believe Oliver just loved Cher. This is one of his favourites, and one of our more lively ones as well. I didn't actually clear this with the family first, but I trust that you can follow your gut instinct here and embrace this piece of music in whichever way is the most natural for you as we hear Cher and I Believe. Yeah, as you said, that was the long version. I will say this, the lovely thing about meeting you this week and getting a sense of yourselves as a family, and Oliver as well, I'm going to carry a little bit of you with me, because in my many years being a funeral celebrant, it's the first time I've played Cher, and I believe for somebody in their 90s, and it's wonderful. Now, being such a proud Irishman, Oliver was so proud to see his grandkids and great-grandkids as well take up the Irish language. Now, one of Oliver's great-grandchildren, Aston, can't be with us here today, but he has sent us a beautiful audio message, and this is it.
Nervy me ruggy ha, hunnick me lala, vi bra ner hunnick me. On sin vi sé gal old on sin vi sé gal old on sin for sé boss cúpla lá hin. He for sé boss cúpla lá hin. Agus ní vi sé Farrell there lán dini mar vi touchy don brown ukanish och bawahla me of Inaka le gachtainna agus misha dun ar héile fod is brala me agus buwata me mo héil fod is vi bra nar hunnic me agus is bralum who I'm gonna say this bit in English now and Irish, but I love you, Lola, for the rest of my life. And now this is the Irish part. It's Bralum who do mo héiler fod.
Aston bhí sé sin anháil ar fád agus an speisialta ar fád freisin, so cáhamid buíchas a rá le Aston le haig an teachtrucht iontaach agus hálan gur míle mágad. We'll hear some reflections of Oliver now and a tribute to him as I invite David to join us. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, good. Thank you. How would you like to follow that, huh? More than anything, what made Dad unique was that he was driven in absolutely everything, and maybe you can put in fanatical in some cases. He didn't do anything in half measures. Everything from, Connor touched on some of this already, from working to playing, and even in his later years, driving a scooter was always done, either to excess or at full tilt, however you want to ask. He was immensely proud of being from Clifton. In fact, Orla, thank you, she gave me a golf ball from the Connemara Club, which is with. And he spent some of his happiest times while fishing. I remember, of course, holidays in Clifton over the years where Mum said the fishing rod would disappear over the hedge as soon as we arrived. And I'd be brought with the hand net. Davo, get that fish, was the echo in the back. But there was never this relaxed fishing approach from Dad. This was much closer to do with combat. I think it was, if I can remember correctly, we had a Peugeot. In those days, it was a Peugeot station wagon. We were just coming back from Ballyconneely. Dad jams on the brakes. It was just down from the course. The back of the car opened. And, of course, he managed to combine his two favourite sports, which are, of course, golf and fishing. Jumps over the wall into the river and emerges with a bent 5-iron and 2 trout. So, you know, I was. There's so many things to think of, Dad, because I mean, what a wonderful life, 93 years old, but of course, Malahide Golf Club comes back again and again. I think, and what a privilege it has been to grow up in the club. I think when you guys came back from the States, was it 61 Pampa introduced? Okay, and you know, he'd been playing ever since, and both yourself, Dad was a past president, of course, and you were captain. But and he did play in the captain's prize every year. Of course, what I'm thinking of is I had to caddy for him. That's a whole other thing. But when he won Jim, I think Jim's here. When he won Jim's prize, I mean, seriously, not a dry eye in the house. And we were watching that from. I imagine a great deal of money changed hands as well, by the way, because that was probably. And I also suspect that Pat was giving him a hand from somewhere with a couple of putts there as well. He loved his family. He was very expressive. And when we were kids, this was terribly embarrassing. As Irishman as can be, he was, I think, half Italian because we were hugged and kissed and everything else, and that's really annoying. But what a wonderful gift. We knew we were wanted, and we always knew we were loved. Even during some of those teenage awkward years. All three of us, of course, were adopted, and I think, were you in town with him, Janet? Probably a couple of years ago, where he took you into St. Anne Street, where the adoption agency is, see if they take you back. How's that working? I didn't know. Okay. Yeah. And look, as you know, he really liked to laugh. I mean, there's just so many stories, and it's hard to pick. And I really hope, actually, we're going up to the golf club afterwards. I hope we can kind of remember some of those really, really good times, and there's so many of them. Now, he could also take a teasing, and dare I say it, he could be at times high maintenance. He never had an ailment that he didn't want to share with us. How's that? Oh no, I've got a pain, and that, okay. But when we'd laugh at him, sorry, Dad, but when we'd laugh at him, he'd say, "Oh, you'll all be crying," and he'd do it with a grin. He'd do it with a grin. But I frankly just can't imagine him not here. I mean, he's been such an overwhelming presence. So, thank you, Dad, for all the love and the laughter and the kindness. And of course, you were right. We will all be feckin' crying. So thank you.
David, well done. Did your dad proud. It was a beautiful tribute to him, and beautifully delivered, and so beautifully articulated as well. So thank you very much. I think now might be an appropriate opportunity, just on behalf of Oliver's family, just to extend some words of gratitude. Because I know Oliver's family are just so grateful for the wonderful support that they've received from friends and neighbours. Too many, of course, as you can imagine, to mention individually, but I believe you know who you are. Of course, friends in Malahide Golf Club have played such a huge part in Oliver's life, and they've been a wonderful support to Bunny and the family, not just in recent days, but over the last number of years as well. Now, some words of gratitude go to hospital staff and all those in healthcare who've shown such great care to Oliver, to the staff and team in Beaumont Hospital. But a special note of thanks goes to a family member, Kate, who, along with Oliver's family, was with him on his last day. And Kate, I think, has given Oliver, and indeed the family, the gift, and it's an immeasurable gift of a peaceful, gentle, and loving goodbye. And it's all we can hope for in life, you know. So you beautifully shared with me how Oliver was ready to go. And I think we thank Kate and all those who were part of Oliver's journey for that. So thank you very much. To some, I think there is a great comfort to be found in the belief that we are surrounded by angels And I think when we lose somebody so dear, they become our very own guardian angel. And those that we have loved and lost are always with us, always near, just waiting for us to speak their name. Now, if I may, just by way of a short reflection, I'll share some words by Irish poet, theologian and philosopher John O'Donoghue, who says, "The dead are not distant or absent, they're alongside us. And when we lose someone to death, we lose their physical image and presence. They slip out of visible form into invisible presence. And this alteration of form is the reason we cannot see the dead. But because we cannot see them, doesn't mean that they're not there. They're transfigured into eternal form. The dead cannot reverse the journey and even for 1 second re-enter their old form to linger with us for a while. Though they cannot reappear, they continue to be near us. And part of the healing of grief is the refinement of our hearts, whereby we come to sense their loving nearness. And when we ourselves enter the eternal world, we may be surprised at the immense assistance and support with which our departed loved ones have accompanied every moment of our lives. In their new, transfigured presence, their compassion, understanding, and love take on a divine depth, enabling them to become secret angels, guiding and sheltering the unfolding of our destiny." So as you now face life without Oliver, you just look for the signs. So just as you mention his name, you'll experience a beautiful coincidence that will trigger wonderful memories of time spent together. As you mention his name, you might see a jukebox on the TV. Cormac the pigeon might just appear on the windowsill. One of his favourite songs might just come on the radio. Or you might find a feather in the most unexpected of places. And when that happens, you take comfort from knowing that your very special angel is close by. And in the moments when grief catches up with you, you plant your feet into the ground, you take a deep breath, and in that breath you'll hear Oliver with you. Not gone far, and able to help and guide you in the most powerful and divine way. And I really wish that for you as a family. In saying goodbye to Oliver, we do so, of course, in such great sadness. But with love, we let him go, confident that you'll meet again. And we know that Oliver's true memorial lies in your hearts. We leave him safe in the knowledge that he's reunited with those who have gone before him. And we think of family today who have left us. But in particular, we remember Oliver's siblings, and especially his niece, Claudine, who we hold in our hearts today. Oliver, no one wants to see you go, but we know that your circle of life has come to an end, and we must say goodbye. Your memory will be eternal, and we know that you're not gone far. Your family give you their love and gratitude, and thank you for just being you. As we send you to rest, we want to thank you for all that you've been to so many. I hope we can leave here today with gratitude pervading through our sadness. And hopefully we won't let the shadow of death stop us from remembering the living person who filled our hearts and filled our lives with memories, meaning and love. So tenderly, and with so much love, we gently release Oliver O'Farrell to his next journey. Saying farewell, we wish him eternal rest. And saying farewell, we leave him in peace. And we leave Oliver with one final piece of music today, one which not only holds a lot of meaning for Oliver and Bunny. Every year for their anniversary, Oliver would write a request into Ronan Collins and get Shauna to send it as herself. And I believe Ronan Collins never let them down. This song reminds us that while yes, there is sadness in the air, love is also in the air. So again, I think we'll invite you to react in the most natural way that you can.
Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I don't know if I'm just feeling, don't know if I feel safe, but it's something that I must believe in. It's there when you call out my name. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done. And I don't know if you're an illusion, don't know if I see it true, but you're something that I must believe in, and you're there when I reach out for you. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and that's there when I look in your eyes.
Well, I think for someone as wonderful and I think as unique as Oliver, I think it's appropriate and natural, I think, to give him a round of applause. To Bunny and the family, just catch your breath and take your time. To everyone else here, as gently and as compassionately as I can ask, the doors will be open here. With the day that's in it, you'll want to get some air anyway, but you'll be invited to gather outside, and I know the staff here would really appreciate that. But I want to thank you for trusting me with the service today, and look, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.